Hey guys, saw something from WWE and I wanted to make a video about it. This Lacey Evans story. I'd be interested if I didn't know exactly what WWE is. They're the company that hypes up people and then fires them. WWE is basically becoming the company where you make a name for yourself and then move out of the company by force. So you can go on to do a better career in either Impact, NWA, or AEW. Because this is Malachi Black all over again. They'll hype Lacey Evans probably up for another month, or they'll have her return at Backlash, and then we'll freaking hear she got fired, just like with this latest group of superstars that got fired. I don't know if you didn't know, by the way, WWE released a bunch of other superstars, because of course they did. They have to make room for freaking Charlotte's freaking paycheck, and Roman's paycheck. There were 3 that were heartbroken. Dakota freaking Kai. How the fuck can you release Dakota Kai? Malcolm Bivens. There goes any push that Diamond Mine ever has. And Dexter Lumis. He is one of the most over stars in NXT. Vince, are you trying to truly kill Black and Gold? I have tried to defend 2.0 since 2.0 became a thing. But you're making it very hard to defend this thing, man. You, Bruce Pritchard, and John Laryngitis are making it so freaking hard to defend NXT 2.0. Because I still like it. There's still good things with NXT 2.0. But it truly seems like anything that even touched Black and Gold NXT has to be destroyed. Braun Breaker's entrance at TakeOver was one thing. That was symbolic in its own right. What Vince, Pritchard, and Laryngitis are doing is completely disrespecting what Triple H and William Regal built for years. Especially since you just put him in a tag team with Duke Hudson. And the Duke's girlfriend's gone. So that whole thing is dead. Because, screw interesting storylines. So what are they going to do about Index? Index was one of the most popular and over things since COVID era of wrestling. What now? Is it just going to be that they got divorced or something? I hate this, man. Also, off of WWE onto Impact, I read that the Influence, aka, or is it the whatever, the Iconics, have hung up the boots. And I was expecting people, since people apparently love these two, expecting to see people saying best of wishes in your future endeavors, hope you have a good retirement, something like that. No, just full of OnlyFans freaking jokes. And to that I say, 14 years in the business they have collectively. And you say that kind of shit. Also, I found this out. A reason Ember Moon was fired is because she refused to dress like Mandy Rose. Because apparently John Laurinaitis has control over the women's division, which means from Ember Moon, they will have meetings on how to dress sexy. This is not the Divas era! We might as well just bring back that butterfly belt! In case you're wondering how bad John Laurinaitis is when it comes to female competitors, I point you to the Bella Twins. They didn't train or anything like an OVW or any kind of independent wrestling scene. They were found in a swimsuit magazine or something like that. He found them in a magazine! Bruce Pritchard, John Laurinaitis, leave. Just die! I don't wish death on that many people because it is a bad thing. But at least with these two, I'm going to be dancing on their graves. Because they are killing a business. They could be in this for as many decades as they have. They've lost touch of what modern fans want. We don't want women dressing up like a Barbie doll or a sex object or anything like that. When it comes to women's wrestling, we want women's wrestling. We don't care unless it's for a heel gimmick. We do not care what these women are wearing. We do not care, especially we don't want these women to be dressing like the women did in 2011 up to when Becky, Charlotte, and Sasha hit the main roster. We do not want this as wrestling fans, or at least in my perspective, women's wrestling should focus on wrestling. And I know the AEW women's division gets so much thrown at it, but when it comes down to it, in my opinion, they have better wrestling matches. And in my opinion also, they get treated as actual wrestlers in the AEW women's division. In the Impact Knockouts division, they get treated better as wrestlers. They get treated as wrestlers. The NWA women's division, especially with the NWA Women's World Champion, the Brickhouse, Camille. I can guarantee Camille could tear through the entire Raw, SmackDown, and NXT women's division and not lose to a single one of them. Except Ronda Rousey, but yeah, except Ronda because of her legitimate fighting. When it comes to everyone except Ronda, Camille would smash and break all of them. Also, I have this problem. When it comes to this title unification match, Roman Reigns apparently ripped the contract for the unification match at Backlash between the Usos and RK Bro. But I have one question, WWE. What was the purpose? What was the point of hyping up this match? Roman was the one who said to do it. And all of a sudden they're pulling the plug on it? If you're truly switching the main event for Backlash to be a 6-man tag match between the Bloodline versus RK Bro and Drew McIntyre, make it like this just to make it more interesting than just a bare basic 6-man tag with truly no repercussions for anything. If RK Bro and Drew win, they get the gold. RK Bro become the unified champions, tag champions, and Drew McIntyre becomes the undisputed universal champion. It doesn't matter who gets pinned. If Bloodline wins, Roman retains his titles, and the Usos become the undisputed champions. I don't care at this point, because the undisputed championship is going to be just completely boring, and the tag titles are going to be the only good thing in the Bloodline. You can come at me as long as you want, Roman kiss asses. This undisputed title reign is going to be pointless. It is going to be so boring. It's going to be, I can guarantee, it's going to be Shinsuke Nakamura levels of title reigns. I guarantee it. And I'm not saying the Universal title reign. He is at least, Roman has been a great Universal champion. He's been the best Universal champion. I'll definitely say that. But as undisputed champion, I can see this going the way that Shinsuke Nakamura's Intercontinental and United States title reigns go. No title defenses. Nothing. And again, my problem with Roman Reigns is this. That he is still undefeated. I don't have a problem with undefeated streaks. I personally like undefeated streaks. I do. But to build up a guy to be a threat to the title, you need to have someone break a crack in it. And by that, you just have to have him lose. The only time, and I still count this, they can make up all the bullshit cover-up they want. The only man to defeat Roman Reigns since his return is Xavier Woods. It was a disqualification, but it still counts. They cover, and I've said this many times when I talk about Roman Reigns. They covered up saying it was a double disqualification. That is a bullshit cover-up. They are truly backing themselves deeper and deeper into a hole with this, with Roman Reigns. Because there's only two people that have built enough to beat him. Drew McIntyre, which I'm guaranteed they're not going to do, and Randy Orton. And I don't know what's going on with that idea. I wouldn't mind seeing it. But with how you would have to assemble RK Bro, and I don't know if... Because as much as people constantly hate on RK Bro, they're the most over tag team. At least next to the Usos. And that's that's another thing that I despise with WWE. Their disrespect for the tag division. Because how many times can we just have two random singles competitors jump into the tag division and take it over? I'll admit, I felt the same way about RK Bro. When they first started, I felt the same freaking way. Like, oh, great, another... Because every two singles competitors of the modern era, because I know this happened a long time ago. It's happened forever in the WWE. But every makeshift single competitors to modern tag team is just basically how I see it as a reinvention of the Team Hell No formula. Except minus the hilarious skits of like the anger management thing. I don't know. It hurts because tag team wrestling is a very big thing for me. I love the tag team divisions in any company. So to see it so many times get disrespect, especially the women's tag team division, for as shallow as a puddle as that can be, it had such great hype up because you had tag teams. At this point, just unify, and I know you're going to have a freaking fetish for doing this for a while, unify the NXT and women's tag team, WWE tag team, women's tag team titles. God almighty. Because, honest to freaking God, in my opinion, as it comes to Reigns, Toxic Attraction is better than every freaking past few women's tag team champions. But it's such a hard thing because let's be freaking real. As long as Charlotte holds that belt, this is the closest Naomi and Sasha are ever going to get to titles, ever. You had a great team with Natalya and Tamina, and what do? You WWE that tag team. I have so much to say, man. I hate how sometimes WWE goes. I hate some of their decisions because they don't make sense. Like the freaking tag match. Why? Why hype up this tag match for so many weeks just to seemingly pull the plug on it? And you can't get... I remember just last week we had a new hype up video for a new face for Xia Li, no longer the protector, only protecting herself. Where's that gonna go? Straight out the door of unemployment from WWE because God, Charlotte needs more money. I can't, man. I can't.